Hello, Polly. How are you? I like your hair. It was red yesterday. I like you. Good evening. My name is Edmund Edmondson, star of motion pictures such as 1 Foot in the Prairie and I'm Living in a Cuckoo's Nest. Tonight, with my co-presenter, Polly Primrose. Hello, Polly.
Hello, Edmund.
We are broadcasting to you from a little-known government institution known as the Esoteric General Order for Latently Ostentatious Persons. That's the Esoteric General Order for Latently Ostentatious Persons. Or, as it's more commonly known, Egoflop.
Now, you may not have heard of Egoflop. Isn't that right, Edmund?
That's right, Polly. But this government institution was set up to combat the frighteningly common condition known as ego crisis.
You may not realize it, but you could be a victim of ego crisis at this very moment.
That's right, Polly. And this shocking disorder causes a very large dip in one's confidence, now known among politically correct, clever, psychological types as self-esteem. In extreme cases, it can be really very bad indeed.
The male victim can find himself overcompensating by appearing to be as masculine as he possibly can. This often manifests itself through anger. Thus,
in the female victim, this really nasty affliction may cause a nervous disposition, which, if left unchecked, may lead to a national chocolate shortage, or an untimely loss of hair on the head.
but there's really no need to panic.
In fact, Polly, that's the very last thing you should do, because avoiding this terrible condition is simple.
Gosh, how silly of me.
All you need to do is follow the instructions outlined in this safety film, and you will have put all the necessary precautions in place to safeguard your future confidence. Isn't that right, Polly?
Yes, before I put all these precautions in place, I was a frightful wreck of a gal. Do you remember?
Yes. Now, step number 1. You may have heard it said that you should love others as you love yourself. But Egoflop rejects this unequivocally.
Gosh, Edmund, you really are a rebel.
Polly, you're jumping to conclusions again.
Oh gosh, how silly of me.
To a sufferer of ego crisis, abiding by this statement is counterproductive.
Gosh.
One of the symptoms of ego crisis is that the victim insists on beating himself up.
With a very large baseball bat. Ouch.
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Gosh, how silly of me.
And so, step number 1 is simply treat yourself as you would treat others.
Which is be ever so nice and not beat oneself up.
Indeed. Now, step number 2 is for all you ambitious types out there.
Now, you really should take care.
Step number 2 is, if you wish to fly high, take one step at a time.
How perfunctory, Edmund.
When taking on a challenge, be sure to not set yourself an impossible task, like this man, who's trying to climb a wall using only his tongue. When he finds he can't do it, he becomes deflated. And that's when the confidence drop that causes ego crisis can occur.
If only he had seen this film, Edmund.
Indeed, Polly. Rather, set yourself achievable goals.
And break them down into easy steps so that you can feel a sense of achievement at each point.
Indeed. And now we come to our third and final point.
Oh no!
What's the matter, Polly?
Oh my golly gosh! I really am terribly stupid.
Oh, Polly, however could you say such a thing?
Honestly, Edmund, I am the most idiotic nincompoop.
Oh, Polly, why are you talking such balderdash?
Oh, Edmund, because I cannot for the life of me remember what step 3 actually is.
Oh, Polly. And in doing so, you have slipped into the very trap that step 3 helps to avoid.
Gosh, how silly of me.
See, step 3 is this. Pose the positive.
Of course.
In every situation, it's easy to see all the negatives at once and to drag ourselves down, as dear Polly did just now. Instead, we should see the positive in the situation. Namely, that although she had forgotten what step 3 was, it really didn't matter, because I was about to tell her anyway.
Gosh, how silly of me.
And so to conclude this Egoflop film, remember the 3 steps.
It really is that simple. A bit like putting one foot in front of the other.
That's right, Polly. That's why we call them steps.
Gosh.
Righto! Well, that's all we've got time for now. But get stepping.
Yes. Good night.
And remember, to avoid that confidence drop, trust in Egoflop. Good night. How about you and I step out tonight, Polly?
Edmund, I really couldn't. I'm sorry.
Why not? Are you washing your hair?
No, I have an evening class. Astrophysics. It's terribly interesting.
Good night.